Are we having fun? Yeah? I love this conference because we break a few rules. We get to know each other a little bit more, don't we? And it's difficult to maybe have a conversation like that in a sea of 20,000 people and let it really sink in. It's a little bit easier when we're huddled around a campfire because we gather. And I too, Mike, am excited that it's going to be in Kalispell next year. It is our dream, Shelley and I talk about it frequently, to continue rotating through this big, beautiful state. Because when Montana Camp comes to a community, it actually pours thousands of dollars into that community because it takes a few dollars to put on an event. And we like that. We do as much as we can to make sure all of the stuff is locally printed or manufactured or made because we believe in those local craftspeople, craftsmen and women. We want to support their businesses because we too, like they are, we're entrepreneurs. So we want to thank you for supporting this camp. By the way, that swag bag, those are free, so grab one and then fill it with all the stuff that you get to buy, okay? We need your money. This is a charity drive now, okay? I got 1 minute and 4 on the clock. So those of you who are interested to participate with Montana Camp, please contact us on the website. We'd love to bring on more volunteers. We'd love to create a greater effort throughout the state. And following Kalispell, we were looking at Cut Bank. Just kidding. Just kidding. Wouldn't that be funny, though? Can you imagine the marketing for that one? What would the theme be? Yeah. Cut Bank, Cutco would be there, sure. I like it. All right, so speaking of marketing, this next panel I'm very excited about. I'm going to invite my good friends, Brandon Smith and Daniel Fleischman, to the stage. Please join me up here, gentlemen. We're shifting gears a little bit because we've had 2 very successful panels so far with this experience. And gentlemen, grab a side. Either one.
Cool.
What's
up, man? How's it going?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Getting exponential.
And what we're going to do here is I was talking with Daniel. I said, it's going to be like Shark Tank. And he's like, great, I get to rip them apart? I was like, no, it's not going to be like Shark Tank. It's going to be like Panda Bear Tank. Okay? Because what we're going to do is these 2 gentlemen excel in marketing in their fields, in their arena, in their world. And then we're going to bring on 2 agents. So what I love about this is we're going to have a marketing conversation, 2 agents using marketing at a very high level, yielding great success, however, in different manners. So boys, let's start though with a conversation. First of all, tell us who you are. Give us a 30-second version of your story.
Yeah, for sure. Daniel Fleischman, Exponential Real Estate Results is the training, Exponential Business Coaching. We literally help you create exponential results in your real estate career, specifically in the areas of taking listings. So,
how long have you been doing this?
Roughly almost 20 years, right?
Oh, wow, cool.
I used to been following Tony Robbins, worked with him, and then I always wanted to be
awesome.
in that space. So.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Brandon.
Brandon Smith from Missoula, Montana. I am a public speaker, author, podcaster, and happen to be involved in the insurance and investment space. We have a locally owned independent agency in Missoula. I've been in that for, 19 years now.
Okay.
And happy to be here and looking forward to Cut Bank.
19 years, 20 years, this is fantastic. 39, Montana math, yeah. Almost as good as Washington math.
Horseshoes, hand grenades, and MontanaCamp. Boom,
Yeah,
as long as you're
that's right. 39 years experience, awesome, combined. And thanks for the Cut Bank throw there. That was off script, Brandon. Okay, so I'm gonna ask the big question. What is marketing? And Brandon, let's start with you.
Simply put, that's a loaded question. We could have a whole conference, a whole camp on marketing.
Yeah.
For me, the simple, clearest answer to what is marketing is making it human, whatever your it is.
Okay.
Making it tangible where you can feel it.
Okay. Daniel.
I'm gonna borrow Gary Vee, and it's kind of answering the question, but that's such a broad question,
Yep.
It's crazy. But let me leave you something I know you'll remember. Who's heard content is king? Yeah, but marketing is queen, and she runs the household, doesn't she?
Oh,
right?
Oh, okay.
I brought attribution to Gary Vee on that one. So look, it's here's a few powerful questions, and I'm such a guy, so let me make sure I can pull this up, right? So, content is king, marketing is queen. Who remembers the Yellow Pages? Yeah.
Heard of them.
Why are there so many companies that start with A and AAA? That's what we're supposed to be doing. The end, we can go. I'm just kidding. Also kind of borrowed from Gary Vee. But look, there's marketing and there's branding. Or I'm sorry, direct response marketing and branding. Does everyone kind of have a rough idea of the difference? Yeah? Back in the day, they used to say if you don't have $100 million to $1 billion, don't even attempt to brand. What were the channels that we had? There was like TV, print, I have a list. TV, print, radio. You had to be a car dealership or like a giant company, right? What's available today? I get millions of people to see me for free.
Social media.
That's one of them, yes.
Yeah.
The other one, like direct mail. Who thinks direct mail still works? It is. How much does it cost to send 10,000 pieces of direct mail? 5, 6, 7 grand, depending on your deal.
Yep.
How much does it cost to send 10,000 emails? Almost nothing. Can you see who's opened them, who's clicked? Right? What's the most valuable commodity from yesterday? Information is the most valuable commodity, right? Just tell me when to pause.
Evolution of marketing. Cool.
Yeah.
So let's bring it to our industry. And the idea behind asking the big question was, as you both answered, it's very big. We could take this 100 ways. It's also relevant to the industry.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what works in one person's industry may or may not also work in another person's industry. What I'm excited about our guests here, they are in our industry doing what we do. They're wearing our shoes. And I'm excited about taking your expertise, having this conversation to translate to action items for them, okay? So on that note, we're gonna start from the East Coast, and we're gonna welcome Heather George to the stage. Heather, come on up.
All right.
And if my AV crew can give us that slide.
How is her walk-on song not Flow Rida?
I know, right? We
Feel overdressed.
You get to sing.
Look, I even hooked myself.
You want to take off my
I even hooked myself.
I don't know how I managed that, but I'm hooked.
All right,
Did-em.
This is some talent right here.
here.
Thanks, I might need assistance.
Okay, there we go.
Apparently,
Ouch.
Sorry.
No kidding.
My question is, was that on purpose or on accident?
You totally should not run with all this garb on, apparently.
So when I put the slide together, I made the font way too small for my own good. However, you can see there's her stats up there. We have so you've been in the business for 3 years.
I did. I started in COVID. I literally started the week before, had an open house, and then we shut down, which
Cool.
was not long in Florida because we didn't really have
We didn't
COVID.
really shut down.
Yeah.
We locked down exactly 0 days.
We're familiar with that.
Yeah.
Started in COVID, literally a week before, did you say?
Yeah.
So somewhere in March of 20. February of 20.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Joined the $1 Million Club. What's that?
So it's when your sales are over $1 million. I
Wow.
was almost at 2, just under it.
In your first year?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. That's moving.
Yep.
In a confusing year.
I didn't know any better.
Okay.
So I said, here you go, let's go.
Fair.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Tomorrow's leaders were probably born then, right? Because you didn't know any better.
Exactly, I
Okay.
didn't know any different, so
Okay.
I just hit the ground running.
2021, Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
So I was very shocked. My first year in real estate, I loved it and had tons of fun with it and kind of looked at it going, well, it's all a game. Let's figure it out. And all about trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work. I did the whole spaghetti model, throw it all at the wall and see what sticks. There was some stuff that stuck, and it's still part of my lead gen plan. And when they were announcing the Rookie of the Year, my team leader actually said, so you all know this person and love her, and she plays all in no matter what she's doing. And I was like, I wonder who that is. And then she went, Heather George, and I went, what? And every person was like, duh. And I had no idea, because it didn't dawn on me that I do play all in and a lot of people don't. And it's who I am. I'm give 100, and I always joke and say I give 120% to everything. You might be able to notice that in the outfit. But you're fly, so you should all know that.
There it is.
Yeah.
Heather, what did you do before real estate?
So I'm a teacher of 17 years.
Wow.
Of middle schoolers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you for your service.
There were days when it felt like a battlefield. So I taught French, and then I also taught failing students. So my day would start at 7 o'clock in the morning with students who were failing their classes and me trying to drag them to actually finding success. And it would end on campus at about 7 p.m. when I had dragged them through on the other side of it because they wouldn't get up in the morning, and we would try and get them to success. So we went from having about 50 students in summer school to having 2. And
Wow.
those 2 were kids I couldn't get on campus because they never showed up. So, yeah.
Can I ask you why you transitioned from teacher to real estate?
I was dating someone in real estate who didn't work, and I said, man, if he can make that much money and not work, look what I can do.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
True story. And I thought,
Kristen, have you met this gal yet? I think there's, when the comment of threw the spaghetti on the wall to see what stuck, I was like, wait a minute, we talked to Kristen yesterday.
Yeah.
I think there's a connection here, Kristen. Uh-huh. Cool, so 3 years in, top producer, rookie of the year, and cultural ambassador nominated last year, right?
Yep.
7.4 million last year. Daniel, look at these numbers. Exponential.
Yeah.
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 1, 3,
If you
7.
round them 2, 4, 8, yeah.
Yeah, cool. I like it.
Yeah.
Well, this is exciting. So you have actually how we got connected is why I'm excited to share your story here, because you have a different approach to catching business.
This isn't normal? Everyone doesn't do this and dress up like this?
Well,
So as a
in a manner.
teacher for so many years, I was on the pivot shift call, and I don't know if you guys know because you're not in the same time zone, but if you want to wake up in the morning with us super early, it's a great group. We're technically at 7:30 Eastern. James Shaw runs it, super fun group, everybody's positive, and it is nothing but mindset in the morning to get you going the right direction, every single morning. And about a week before family reunion, when it finally started back up, James Shaw said, so what are you gonna do to stand out in a crowd of 10,000 agents? Now, when you teach middle schoolers, your definition of standing out in a crowd has changed. You do not have a definition of normal like, you guys see this, I see middle schoolers, and then this is born. This, how do I stand out? Let me get a flaming shirt. Let me wear a hat. Let me have a fishing pole that I can fish to people. Let me hand out Swedish fish. Let me do lots of weird, bizarre things start coming into your head. And I said, I can stand out in a crowd. So for me, marketing was all about figuring out what's my niche, what am I comfortable with, and how can I run at it as hard and fast as I can. And that's what happened.
Fellas, let's bring another one to the stage, and we're going to have some fun. I'm going to open up this conversation, and I want you guys to go at it with some marketing, okay?
Yeah, let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chelsea Stewart of ERA Lambros to the stage. All the way from Bozeman, okay? Which I thought was awesome because let's bring one from outside and one from the inside. They're both tremendously successful in their career, and we're gonna pick their brains a little bit, okay?
We playing our video?
We're gonna get through a video.
Cool,
Yep.
nice.
Chelsea, welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. So I believe we're sharing a microphone.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. It's no more COVID. Well, there is. It's just we're not worried about it. Okay. Yeah. Chelsea, tell us a little bit about yourself. How long have you been in the business?
So I'm just entering my 5th year in the business. I got into real estate right before you in 2019. So I saw a little bit of a normal market before COVID took off. I started at a smaller brokerage and then over the past couple years transferred to a larger one, more of a national brand. I'm not with Keller Williams, so I feel really honored to be here. I see a lot of the agents I love to work with in town in the room, so that's really fun. I did just over 31 million in real estate last year, and 50 units sold. So I got into real estate. Before real estate, I did hair for 14 years. I owned a salon here in town, And I kind of just hit my cap in that industry and was like, what's next? I love working with people. I love working in the community, but the one thing I was really missing was a change of scenery every day. So I was like, how can I still work with people? How can I still be impactful? And how can I change my day-to-day scenery? And real estate was just kind of the right fit, so.
Those that are opportunity and growth driven will find real estate.
Yeah.
And that's that story. That's awesome. Thank you, Chelsea. Thank you for sharing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what we have for you is, Heather, you shared with me several flyers, look to be, and so as we're having a conversation with you, this is completely raw, unscripted, okay? And the questions are gonna come from these gentlemen. If you feel compelled to call reference to any of those, they have all of those loaded, so just ask the crew to load the slide. Sweet. Chelsea, we're gonna pull up your website, is that okay?
Yeah.
I figured it's okay, because it's public.
Yep.
And
some baby pictures.
Let's start with start with her website, gentlemen. I want them to pull it up because.
Can I pre-frame this really quick, if
Sure.
that's okay?
Yeah.
Something amazing just happened. We had a little huddle before, and we all had a consensus. I said, what's the biggest takeaway? We all agreed. Would one of you like to share what it was?
Real estate's not about the houses, it's about the relationships.
You say that again?
It's not about the houses, it's about the relationships.
Yeah.
So the marketing efforts are after relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not selling houses. You're driving relationships.
The elusive obvious, that's profound.
Yeah.
If I took one thing away, that'd be it.
So Chelsea, we're looking at your website. Wow, that's cool. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's how it works. We do have technology here, Heather. Yeah. So we're looking at your website, and if you were to type in your website, chelseastewartrealestate.com,
Yep.
you're going to get greeted with this fantastic video. Obviously, naturally, we immediately start to scroll down the website. That's what the human mind does.
Yep.
You're going to come across your information, right?
Yep.
However, let's go to your, for lack of a better word, I'm just calling it your About Me video.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is right here. And friends, can we play this?
Being born and raised in Bozeman, I have watched this charming town turn into a hot spot for real estate. I remember when Durston was just a dirt road, Walmart was the end of town, and you didn't need a reservation to camp at Highlight. What I do is about so much more than helping you find the perfect place to live or helping sellers with the marketing and sale of their existing home as they enter the new chapter of their life. The lasting friendships that are created and the memories that are made are what inspires me and motivates me in my career. Buying and selling a home does not have to be a stressful or overwhelming process. It can actually be fun, exciting, and so enjoyable if it's handled the right way. I pride myself not only on my local knowledge, but truly finding the crossroads where cutting-edge technology meets traditional real estate. Homes, design, and people are what gets me excited, and when I can bring those three things together, that is when the magic happens.
That's fun.
Thank you.
That's fun. Yeah, right?
Thank you.
You hit it. It's the aha. It's about the relationships. It's not the houses.
Justin, I love that because I have never met Chelsea.
Okay.
Ever. I missed out on the huddle. You three, thanks for the invite.
Yeah, right? No, we look for you.
So apparently relationships is what we're about here. We decided that earlier.
We sent like a scout team,
Yeah.
like it was like SEAL Team 6, we couldn't find the ground.
But here's the thing. That video, I've never met Chelsea. I feel like I know Chelsea.
Yeah.
Now, like what she didn't communicate, she didn't talk about one listing, one property for sale. She talked about her, why she does what she does. Her expertise, like trust has now been established.
Yeah.
If I were ever to come to Bozeman, I know Chelsea.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you. I think that's really important too, no matter what type of marketing you do. I think a lot of people, because video is becoming so prevalent in real estate, and don't get me wrong, we video nearly every listing we do, and I do think for no other reason than it creates great content. I also think it helps you stay top of mind, but more than anything, we also do a lot of video in the community. So if there's a new restaurant that opens in town, we're there interviewing the owner, trying to get people in, seeing the restaurant before they've actually visited it. because those are the videos that people care more about than the actual listing videos. And more than anything, I think it's about staying top of mind and building relationships. We get way more traction on our videos that have nothing to do with real estate than we do on our real estate videos. Because the majority of people that you meet and greet aren't looking to buy a house or sell a house today, but kind of establishing that relationship and staying top of mind is super important. And taking that one step further, we do still do a lot of print marketing to our farms. And kind of like you said, it's about building that trust and that relationship. And we send out letters of the heart to our farming areas, if you will, 4 times a year, and we don't mention real estate once. We always offer things for for those neighborhoods. Maybe it's like a dump truck. Last month we did a dumpster so everyone could spring clean, throw their stuff away, but we never talk about real estate, and I think that portion of it really does benefit us way more than any listing video.
I love that. Can you play the first 3 seconds again?
Let's do it. Can we cue it up?
Just the first 3 to 5 seconds.
I think I know where you're going. Caught my eye too. So you literally buy dumpsters?
Rent them.
Rent them?
Yeah.
Imagine that. Marketing campaign. I'm gonna buy a dumpster.
Put our banner on it.
Put a damn. Oh, wow, you have a banner on it too?
Oh yeah. We need to know who's doing
course,
it, right?
of
Top
course.
of mind.
Yeah.
Apparently there's Russian hackers. No, can we play the first 3 seconds again? Great, thank you. Anybody ever heard of the threshold effect? Make like 50 to 60 distinctions about a human in like 3 seconds. Are they a threat? Are they a friend or foe? Like, what's everyone see? Let me poll the audience. What's everybody see? I see high energy, great attitude. I'm like, oh, she seems like she'd be fantastic to work with. Anybody else from the audience though? Just shout it out.
Open arms. Her arms are open.
Open arms.
Ah, very nice.
The first thing she says is being born and raised, right? She anchored herself in the community by saying,
Confidence. She established herself as the professional. She,
wow,
simply put.
yeah.
That's how you start
in
a video.
3 seconds.
That's how you start a video. You have to grab people's attention. We're all like Dory, right? Thanks a lot, TikTok, Instagram. But yeah, right? Our attention span is so short. You have to do that. Love it.
Chelsea, do you mind me asking, what do you pay for something like that?
Yeah, that's the hard part. This videographer, when I had him, granted this was 2 years ago, he charged me $500 a month for 3 videos. Best deal ever.
Wow.
Now, I don't know, my assistants in the room, I don't think we've paid under $700 for 1 video. So a lot more people are doing it. Videographers know they can charge more, but it's definitely something we put in our marketing
Daniel, you
budget.
see this all the time. That video, it is edited, the cuts, the camera angles, the drone shots, the audio. Like, it pulls emotion out of you as you watch it. It's not just a video of just facts. Now, the facts are there. Walmart at the end of town, the dirt road. But the emotion, like, Bozeman's booming. I'm missing out if I don't move there. I'm missing out if I don't have a conversation with Chelsea.
100%. That makes me think of so many things. But here, I have a fun fact. Here's an exponential fun fact. Especially if you don't have $500 or $700, because it happens, right, sometimes. Do you know, other than Michael Jackson and Madonna, the #1 viewed video of all time in human history? It's Ty Lopez, that stupid video where he's like this with the lamp. You know what I like more than Lamborghinis? Knowledge. He's got the bookshelf. Who's seen that? Yeah, no, nobody's, okay.
Apparently it hasn't been viewed that much there, Dan.
It's got like 500 million views. I mean, yeah, love him or hate him, at first I thought some interesting things about him, but the dude's a genius. I mean, he grabbed so much attention with that. So, yes, and what can work? Anything can work. You can do that, that might intimidate you. Or you could start with an iPhone. You know what I mean?
Well,
like, anything can work. But imperfect is the new perfect. So like, this is amazing, and that will draw some people, but don't let it hold you back from starting.
I will say my assistant's in the room, and she's very witty and very creative, and she comes up with these ideas for videos all the time, and she does them on her phone, and when she tells me what we're doing, I'm like, what? And then she puts them together, and they get way more views than this video does.
Yeah.
So you're right. It can be the TikTok
And I
video.
think you'd agree. I say record everything. You should all have a 2-way dash cam. In every hour of video, there's like 5 minutes of gold, right? You just have to find it, chop it up.
And about 40 hours of editing.
Yeah, right. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, for sure. But you know what I do? Like, I'll just do it on my iPhone. I'll use iMovie. And I did finally learn, like, you can get Adobe Premiere Pro for 20 or 30 or 40 bucks a month. And you can learn it in like a day. But like, it's okay, Brad Pitt's in some movie where he's like, I don't know, says this quote, he's like, if you own a hotel, you should know how to do everything in the hotel, right? So like, I'm not saying you should edit your video all the time,
Right.
but I'm saying you should probably be able to if you need to.
You know what is not replaceable? Because there's even audio, Brandon, you mentioned there's audio in this too, and you've got this very optimistic audio, the kind of xylophone thing going on, which evokes emotion. What's not replaceable though is you. Like, you had to be comfortable in you to get in front of the camera, to share your story, being born and raised in Bozeman, remembering when Walmart was the end of town. You just told us the story, you anchored confidence like Brandon had highlighted, and that's the part that's not replaceable. And I say that to not be competitive, I say that to be encouraging. Because I mentioned last hour, you are all unique, unrepeatable, and precious. There's something in you that no one else can out you.
I think a lot of people are afraid to do video, but one thing that a mentor once told me is, no one cares. You care, you might watch it 5 times, no one else does. People will watch it, they'll go on with their day. You'll stay top of mind to them, but they're not gonna depict every second of that video like you will about yourself. No one cares.
Everyone's
You're
their
not
own
cool
worst
enough
critic,
to,
exactly.
for someone to do that. So, like you said, done is better than perfect sometimes, and just put it out there. And sometimes I don't even want to listen to the videos we do because it makes me cringe, but I know no one else really cares.
Yeah.
So 2 things, and let me do the interesting one and some comic relief. I think I can do it in Montana. We'll see. I got to talk to you later, though. So you look like a badass here, right? But were you like kind of nervous and it was like...
Well, yeah, it's always awkward. And when you're walking down Main Street,
right?
Everyone's looking at you. It's
You're all
very
probably like,
awkward.
oh my God,
Yeah,
it's easy for her.
It's terrible.
She's probably scared out of it, right?
Which
it's
I
terrible.
noticed, you come around the corner, and as you come around the corner, there's a lady with a backpack who walks right
Oh, yeah,
by
it's
you. That had to be
terrible.
the most awkward moment
And I
of your
ran
life.
into my friend, and she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm filming this video. And,
We've all seen the movies, right? They do like 20, 30, 40 takes.
Yeah.
I don't like to do that many, but if you have to do 3 or 4, it's not a big
grab
deal.
a mimosa. You never know. I mean, I think I had a mimosa in that coffee cup. I was like, this is gonna help. Whatever you got to do. No one cares.
Maybe one. And they used to say no marketing is bad marketing, but I don't know after the Bud thing, I don't know. And I'm not saying anything for or against, but I'm saying they didn't know their audience. Is what I'm saying.
True.
They didn't
Yeah,
know
know your audience.
Yeah.
Okay, let's shift gears a little bit and go to a story how I got caught without video. I got caught by action, and Heather and I are at this big national conference. There's well over 10,000 people in the hallways and in the auditoriums, and she's running around the crowd. Well, you did exactly as James Shaw had suggested. How are you going to stand out? Tell us that story.
So it's fun to stand out in a crowd. It's a little bit interesting when you have to get up and use the restroom, for the record, because everybody notices. But it's super fun to stand out in a crowd because my entire purpose for going to these events is A, to learn, because I'm education-based. That's my background. That's super important to me. B, do, achieve. I needed to be the person that I needed to be. I joined MAPS coaching when I was headed to family reunion the first time, which is super fast, because I didn't technically have my numbers yet, but I knew I was on my way to get there. And I wanted to believe in myself and wanted to set that forwards. So when James Shaw said, what are you gonna do to stand out in a crowd? I was like, well, I got this. So I went fishing. You've all met me fishing for you. So my goal is to get business partners who want to have that second home in Florida, because so many people do, or they're ready to retire. And Florida is the retirement capital. But Northport is more than that. So we have all of this growth that is happening in our area. We are the second fastest growing city in the United States. So I said, okay, I've got 2 target audiences here, but my goal is to connect with the agents. So you were talking about video, and this brought it to top of mind, and I just made a comment to somebody. I'm gonna send all of you a video. If you gave me your business card, or if you sent me a text message, which was your homework for those of you who said you didn't have a card, my QR code's on there. You were supposed to send me a text message with your info. I send you a video. And I have to tell you, it's really comical because I sit here in front of palm trees and I'm like, hey, it's the fishing girl. You don't recognize me, but this is what I look like in normal life. I don't do this in Florida. I don't even fish.
You do for business.
I do for business. So here's what I can say. I send a video to every single person, and it's not perfect. There are some times that it falls out of the tripod and it goes on the floor, and I pick it up and I'm like, hey, that was fun. I'm still gonna send this to you because now you get to laugh at what happens in reality. And the agent, of course, sends me back a video every single time and goes, wow, Thanks for throwing me on the floor. And I'm like, my bad. At least it was entertaining. And then we connect. And it's all about that connection with you guys, that connection with others. And you really have to figure out, who are you looking to talk to, and what does it mean for that person for you to connect with them? How is that gonna happen? And I know how nervous we all are when we send that video. So it's okay that, I sent a video one time that had green stuff in my teeth. Totally unintentional. I had eaten at Chipotle, and I had a little bit of cilantro still in my teeth. And someone immediately sent me a message and said, I hope you're not sending messages to a lot of people because you have cilantro in your teeth. And I then sent apology videos to like 5 people. So check your teeth, I'll just say that.
I love that our industry allows us to be very, very human.
Yeah.
Using all this technology to be very, very human with our cilantro still stuck in our teeth. Brandon, I gave you her business card.
Yeah.
And I wanted you to, I did this because I was going to ask a question that I realized we don't have.
And then I referred Daniel to her.
I see that. See how that worked.
That's
I was
good.
going to ask,
Yeah,
gentlemen,
there
is
you
the
go.
business card dead? Because for a minute, I thought the business card was dead until Heather changed my mind.
I don't know, Justin. I'm 40, so I'm not quite Medicaid, but I'm not TikTok either. So, being in that,
That's actually really good.
I don't know where I am in life. I don't have business cards.
You could write that down.
Right?
I don't have business cards.
I've saved one in the past 5 years. It's that one. It's like Ty Lopez's marketing manager. It feels like an Amex Black card. Other than that, how did I send my card to you?
Yep.
What did I do?
Electronically.
Everything's digital. I'm all over social media. Like, when I think of my ideal clients and people I want to work with, I want them to use text, email, not.
Sure.
Yes, and I know some of you are probably like steaming. You're like, oh my God, now you need business cards. Rah. But so yes, just have both, for sure. I'm not gonna tell you not to have these, but if you don't have a contact card of yourself in your phone with your photo, your company, your website, your email, your Instagram, your YouTube, your LinkedIn, right?
Your TikTok, right? Or not?
They just banned it today
Oh, that's right,
in
right,
Montana.
right, yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
But-
however, tell us your story with
Here's what happens. In my area, number 1, we have a retirement community. They're older. And number 2, how do you get someone? This is totally an R&D, so please have your pen ready, because trust me, you're all gonna wanna go out and do this, and you're all gonna buy new business cards.
R&D, what do you mean?
Rip off and duplicate. 100%, if you want someone to keep your business card, this is where the image comes, put this on the back of it. And now we wait.
That's true for all of marketing.
I don't know if we have your business card up this
You
slide.
do.
Maybe we
I
do?
sent it.
Okay.
There it is.
So here's what you do. You connect with
Oh, yeah.
4, 5 local businesses who are mom and pop, who you believe in, who you frequent. And you say, I'm gonna see the new people to the area. And I want to send them to you. But here's what I need you to do. When they show you my business card, you're gonna give them 10% off. That's it. It's not really cutting into their profits, because these people probably wouldn't be showing up. They're new to the area. Every person that I hand my business card to, I hand it backside up. And I say, you're gonna wanna keep this in your wallet, because I have discounts for you and I'm gonna save you money. I'm the local expert that knows about the great places to go visit. It's a 10% discount for them. So not only are they thinking of me when they go to that restaurant, but they're thinking of me and they have my contact information on them. They don't have to look through their phone to figure out which one's the realtor when someone mentions real estate. They go,
wow.
I have that card sitting in my wallet. Let me pull that out when someone mentions real estate.
You're dropping so much gold, I wanna make sure people don't miss it. Here's 2 things that you may have glossed over. One is, there's a saying, model the best until you're getting consistent results. Step 2, you make finer and finer distinctions. Step 3 is innovate and try new things. Most of us do it backwards. Model the best until you're getting consistent results. So if something's working, do that. Now, the other thing is that probably was glossed over. You said you're looking for referral
Referral
partners.
Yeah, I have referral partners.
Yes.
These businesses have my card on site, and every single time they hear about real estate, they're also passing on my information.
And people are holding on to your card
Yep.
in their wallet
Yep.
so that when they ask that question, gosh, who do we know?
Yep. They're
Oh,
pulling
wait a
out
minute.
my card
There's
because
that
they
discount
see it.
card. And you said, I hand them my card backside up.
Yeah.
So it's basically you're saying, hey, look, you can save money.
For the record, that's what I normally look like. I just want to throw that out there.
I'm converted, Heather. I love it. Like, I already seen our business ideas and strategies for this. So, I mean, you've helped me figure out my identity and who I am. I'm a boomer now. I'm getting business cards.
Yeah.
You're a boomer.
I stole this idea from California with someone that I met at family reunion who had it on the back of his business cards. Now, you'll notice that the business card that you got isn't my local business card. I have a business card for business referral partners that I bring that has the fishing girl, because that's who I am to you. But that's not who I am to the rest of the world. The rest of the world looks at this and goes, what are you doing, Heather? They've never seen this side of me except for social media going, what? I get a lot of weird text messages when I do events.
I love it.
Yeah.
So there's multiple Heathers.
Absolutely, 100%. Know your audience. Know what is going to connect with them. What's going to make a difference? Everybody loves a discount.
Yeah.
It cost me $0 to do this.
Yeah.
0.
And actually, she shared with me yesterday that she finds that most clients who hold on to their business cards forget to use it.
Yeah.
They don't even take advantage of the 10%. It's the idea of saving money that we actually love.
Yep.
And
But-
she procured it.
And they go there all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, so many people are like, oh my gosh, I go to K&K Bakery all the time. I probably remember to use your card 1 in 10 times. I'm like,
And so when
great.
she's going to the merchants, the allied resources, and she's saying, hey, I would love to get in partnership with you. Would you
Yep.
like to give the people that I meet that are new to the community, would you like to give them 10% off if they use my card? Chances are they're not even going to use it because they forget.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, I'll happily give you 10% off that they're not going to use.
Here's a few life hacks. Zoom in and take a photo of that. Just zoom really, really tight in. Did you know now photos you can copy paste, so you can copy paste that, number 1. Number 2, I know some people are like, save me in your phone as my realtor, in case they forget your name, so that's a fun life hack. But again, I want to reiterate the whole referral partner thing. How many vendors are in the average transaction? Does anybody know? 26. Yeah. So you should be working with everyone. Well, I'm not saying that they're involved in this transaction, but here's my top referral partners. We talked about a few, but here's the other ones. You've got insurance, estate, divorce and estate we talked about. Mortgage loan officers, you know what I love with LOs? They can't take listings, right? But I bet they know some attorneys. They probably owe you a deal anyway, right? Yeah. Assisted living facility sales managers. You've got builders. Oh, exponential, I'm gonna drop it. I think cracked one of the codes out here. Brody, you gonna kill me if I share this? Is he there? Okay, I've cracked one of your codes out here because I'm driving and I'm paying attention and I'm thinking, how can I add value? And I'm like, look at all these houses going up. I'm like, do you know who holds the Guinness Book World Record for most listings ever in a year? I think he's retired from Texas. He hit 3,000 or 4,000. He worked with builders, even if he didn't get the full commission.
I do. We're the 2nd fastest growing city in the United States. You know who's the local expert on building? Me.
Boom.
Everyone from my office calls me when they have a question about it.
Allied
because
resources.
Why am I
I
not
go
surprised?
to all the different builders and say, I want to know what's going on with you guys. Are you doing spec houses? I'm doing a class next week. I've invited everybody to come see because they need to know what's going on. It's not just about my office. It's about spreading that out to the title companies, the loan officers. All of those people need to know what's going on.
But don't all the builders already have an agent?
No, they definitely don't.
Really?
100%.
If they
especially
do, I'll
mom
push
and
them out of the
pops.
way. Or Brody, you gonna share? What's your idea?
Are you referring to the TOD letters?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Did we talk about the building? I can't remember. I've had so many amazing conversations. Yes, can I share that? Or could you share that actually? This was my 1% yesterday. Round of applause. Round of applause. He helped me grow 1% or more yesterday. Thank you.
So we were just talking last night about how we try to add value to the attorneys in our local area that we work with. And what we do is we offer to do the time of death letters for estates for their clients for free, with the idea being that they're going to put us in touch with a group of people that has to sell a house. And so we're saving their clients $500 in 2 months on an appraisal, and that allows us to kind of get in touch with the clients and talk about marketing and what our strategy is.
Wow.
Who thinks that's genius?
Yeah,
Because
that's
I
awesome.
do.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Thank you.
So I want to
Thank
honor
you.
our time. We've got 6
Okay.
minutes left. And I know that we were, we were late because y'all were late. So putting it back on you guys. And I didn't want to not honor Mike Hyde. So we pushed everything. However, I want to get this train back on the course. And the box is floating around. If you have a question, for these ladies or these gentlemen, Raise your hand. Somebody throw that box to them, okay? Brandon?
Can I pivot here a little
Please.
bit? So listening to both of your stories, I mean, you are in the second fastest growing community in America. We are in one of the fastest growing states in America right now. You both have all the facts, the details that lead to conclusion where people realize, okay, you're an expert, you know what you're talking about. But then through your marketing, you're drawing out emotion from people. That emotion leads to action. In my notes here from our roundup last week, one of us said, emotion motivates movement.
Yeah.
And so it's not that people don't want the product you're selling.
Right.
People do not want the house. What people long for is that feeling that you provide. And I think a great example I brought with me, can we cue up commercial number 2, please? I think this illustrates so well. This is a gum commercial. Like, a gum company needs to advertise, they need to sell commercials for gum, which is mind-blowing. Same as like toilet paper commercials. Who's not buying toilet paper?
Yeah, right. It's kind of necessary.
This
Who
is a
doesn't
gum.
remember the double mint commercials?
Right, double mint.
Yeah.
But here's a gum commercial that it's not about selling the product. It's about the emotion they provide. Check this out.
Sometimes the little things last the longest. Give extra, get extra.
I'm not crying, you're crying. Serious? What?
Did you feel that?
Yeah, I felt that just a little bit.
It works. That marketing, they did not sell gum in that commercial.
No.
But the emotion, you feel it when that box hits the ground and those little swans go everywhere. Like, you feel it. I knew what was coming, and I still get goosebumps every time. Like, that is marketing.
Borderline propaganda.
Is unbelievable. That happens, but it's not just that. Like, look at every commercial marketing piece you see, especially in your industry, and look for the emotion. I think beer commercials right now, they're not about selling beer. They're about community and people gathering together and having a good time. That's the emotion they're selling.
Right.
And so you as realtors, do what these two ladies are doing. They're drawing out emotion in people. They're building relationships, and that's what's getting the next deal.
Yeah.
All right, so I just want to throw this out there. As a teacher for many, many years, when I got out of education, because I'm still kind of there mentally, I realized that teachers and staff, especially in today's society, are not being treated as they need to be treated. They're not being respected. And I started giving back to my local school. I would drop off fruit. I would drop off fruit snacks with a little note about, don't let your real estate deal drive you fruity, or don't let it tie you in knots, and give them a pretzel bag with a little sticky on there. And I would do that kind of thing just to say thank you to teachers and staff, because I remember walking into that mailbox room and having something be there and go, oh, someone cares, because you're literally being beaten every day by kids. I mean, there are days when the kids are just like, I hate you. And you're like, love you too. Welcome to middle school. So I started Hearts for Schools, and the entire purpose is to give back to teachers and staff to say thank you. And I was just realizing my next step for that organization, and it's a 501c3, and it is the first one like that. I have seen nothing that is just focused on appreciation of teachers and staff. And it's outside of Teacher Appreciation Week, because I gotta give you a news flash. Every other week of the year, they're still feeling beaten down. That's the one week where they're like, someone cares. That's it. I'm doing a video.
Yeah.
I definitely need to do a video, and I need to get that word out about what we're doing. And you saw the picture probably up there about do some donuts. So I actually hired a donut truck to come out there and to do donuts right after the hurricane. We were hit hard by the hurricane, and I actually was running the shelter at that school when it hit. And we had no electricity, no water, no bathrooms, no anything, with hundreds of people for days. until it dawned on me. And for the record, if you think there's not anything above, that's totally up to you. But I know that I had zero brain power, having slept for only the chunk of time when the hurricane was there for days upon days. And when I raised my hand and said, I know we have 2 feet of water on the street in front of our school, but don't school buses have 2 feet of clearance that we could get everybody off this campus to safety instead of choppering in porta potties? Because that was literally the National Guard's solution to this. And everybody went, yeah, let's do that instead. 100%, they needed a pick-me-up. These teachers who were coming back, who had no roof on their house, had a total mess and disaster, and so many people were misplaced. Our kids were hysterical for days. And I brought in the donut truck and just said, thank you for being here.
Yeah.
And it was a $500 investment that showed them that it's okay, and it's going to be okay, and I support you, and the community supports you, and we thank you for coming here when your life is a giant disaster, coming here emotionally to support these kids and to be the rock that you are in their life, because to some of these kids, they are their only support.
See, you're not just a glorified door opener.
Yeah.
This is an industry where we do more. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we are out of time. Closing thoughts real fast. Chelsea, may we begin with you?
Yeah, I guess I would just say again, it's definitely a relationship industry. Focus on the people, build the trust, and the clients will come. And then when the transaction comes, obviously do the very best job you can, but it all starts with the relationships.
Can you do a video for me? Because yours is super fun.
Yes, we can work something out.
Heather?
I think I already did my closing remarks, but if you have a moment and you want to check out heartsforschools.org and shoot me suggestions, because it's new. We're only a baby. Just started in January in reality, and I'm loving it and loving being able to hopefully inspire others to do the same, because there are so many of us who were in education who want to be able to give back and don't know the first step. So,
Yeah. Awesome. Daniel?
I'll go last.
Okay. Brandon? What's with the mics with you?
Everything I've heard, so many great ideas. I've got new ideas. My brain's racing up here. But it all comes back to the fact that we don't trust brands. We trust humans. And I think back to, the 90s. Nobody knew who Nike was until Jordan put on a pair of Nikes in the dunk contest. We trusted Jordan. We didn't trust Nike.
Right.
So people don't trust Keller Williams.
Right.
They trust you, Justin.
That's right.
They trust you and every one of you in this room. Go invest in people, not homes.
That's awesome. Thank you. Daniel?
So many amazing things too. I'll try to land the airplane quickly. So just these two ladies, I'll give you the secret. They're doing it. So if you don't want to be successful, maybe, who wants to be successful for sure? Start and just don't quit. Because if you don't quit, you'll figure it out. They've already started and they've figured some things out. Wait till they figure a few more things out, like holy crap. Who knows, this will be funny. Ladies, anybody heard of Spanx? S-P-A-N-X. You're like, where's he going with this? Sarah Blakely, right? She is one of the youngest billionaires in the world, doesn't need any money. What's she do all day, every day? Create content, okay? If you want to get overpaid, you want to build your personal brand on a micro or macro scale. And if you want to get underpaid, then don't. Some people believe, I don't know if you would agree, some believe that if you don't have a personal brand, you won't be an agent in 5 or 10 years. That's debatable. But start, don't stop, and think about it. Who knows what the acronym FEAR? False evidence appearing real. I think it's actually F everything and run. I've heard that one too, right? But the only reason you're not doing it because you're afraid we have fear.
Yeah.
But think about earlier. By the way, if somebody gets sniped tonight, you'll know why, talking against Big Pharma. Anyway, but how much courage did he have earlier? Round of applause, round of applause,
Yeah,
round of applause.
yeah.
But you need to take those emotions and think about your family, and then like Sam said the other day, we don't have that much time. And the great philosopher Shia LaBeouf, just do it. Seriously, if you want to be successful, start, don't stop, just do all the things. You'll make it.
Start, don't stop. That kind of echoes what we were talking about with Mike.
Boom.
Hey friends, let's put 15 on the clock. However, we're only going to take 10 because I got a very, very exciting speaker for you coming up next. Welcome to Montana Camp, ladies. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. Awesome. Thanks, man. Sorry we couldn't find you.